The Danish Deception, part 1. And we're laying in day beds, kind of off to the side, minding our own business, sipping mojitos. And I look up and I see this very attractive man. And the first thing that came to my mind was, this man looks like he is walking straight out of a Calvin Klein ad. And I'm telling you guys, 6'3", blonde hair, blue eyes, chiseled skin, so tan, muscles everywhere. I was definitely taken aback, and I feel like it takes a lot for me to really double take a man just based on his looks like that. And 100%, I was a little bit just in awe. I didn't even realize that he was like with a friend at first. The Danish Deception, part 25. So I look up, I see him, and we make eye contact, and there's one split second where he looks at me and then he says, "Hey babe, can we talk?" And then I proceeded to scream bloody murder. And when I say scream bloody murder, I mean people are stopping on the road and they think I'm about to get kidnapped. Bloody murder. And, well, I can demonstrate it for you. Get the fuck away from me! Fuck yes! Fuck you! Get the fuck away from me! I'm sorry, guys, I had to do that because I needed you guys to understand what I meant. But, like, times that volume by, like, 100.
I'm going to be me for a few minutes. She is a pick-me. That's the only explanation for this story. Because what the hell? I finished Danish Deception today, and honestly, being a pick-me is the only explanation I have for this hell of a story. Because everything else makes no sense. No discernment and no common sense were shown throughout this story until maybe episode 21. Already too fucking late. This is my list of red flags. The way she described him, she always started with his looks, tall, blonde, Danish, and obviously white man. There's nothing wrong with dating a white man. I have done it before. She and me, I guess. But the way she was smiling throughout the story, talking about the man you just divorced, was crazy to me because she was not mad enough. Yes, she's over him. But the way she was smiling and really fantasizing about him while talking about what he did to her was just insane to me. The fact that she gave him 30 USD, hard-earned USD by her, a black woman, to a white man was insane. The fact that she doesn't even know how to use Google properly is even crazier because he claimed to have like real estate in Copenhagen. You never Googled it. He claimed to be from a royal family. Yes, you saw a website with matching names. What does that mean? That he's a royal just because you saw it on some website? She didn't do any little, not even an ounce of research. She didn't do any of that. You really want me to feel bad for you? Really, in the beginning, through all of this, I was feeling bad for her until people started mentioning that she follows eyeshadow wearing JD Vance, Candace Owens, and apparently is one of those Nigerians who really put white people on a pedestal and is a Trumpy. I was like, okay, this really checks out because no, this makes no sense. Another thing I never understood was, why the hell would you choose to get married to a man who is always having the worst day of his life, that always entails you sending him some money, and you never really know where this money is going? She only started going to his phone and doing some research when it was already too late, after giving him the visa, after giving him more than 30K, but she kept going on trips with that man. Sorry, I don't feel bad at all. I can't. And for the black women saying this could happen to all of us, you are a bird. You are a bird. I am not a bird. And this is why some women need to be left behind, because she essentially bought her own ring. Because of her, all of her friends and family were scammed because she left the discernment. Essentially, I feel like she's still not understanding that all the money he spent collectively on her is still way less than she ever gave him. I hope she gets her money back. I really hope she gets her money back and wakes the fuck up. But she follows Candace Owens.
Hi guys, how are you all doing? I hope you all are well. So guys, let's talk about this current topic going on social media. If you don't know, there's a lady that came on social media, particularly TikTok, and give party 25 series of how she was scammed by a white man that she called her husband. And a lot of people had a lot of things to say, or a lot of people are making a lot of assumption and also giving their own opinion on this topic. One of the things that people are saying is that people are saying that the girl is a pick me. The reason why I want to react to this is that people are giving interesting opinion, and one thing that she said here that I want to point out is lack of discernment, because there's no way somebody will come and be lying to you like that, telling you all those things without you googling it. I don't know about you, but I marry my Google. If it is me, that man will not be able to get away with that for so long, because I would have found out the time he told me that he's from lawyer family and he has real estate. I will look deep into it. But again, I want to give her the grace to be like, okay, maybe she's the kind of person that was brought up in a very calm home and she do not have the reason to that people.
OMG. I just finished watching the Danish Deception and I have thoughts and notes. First of all, it means a lot that her name is Onyeka, but she's calling herself Onyeka, Onyeka, Onyeka. I'm so sorry. Like, there's no amount of Americanism that's going to make you pronounce your whole name incorrectly. Like, it does tell about who you are. I'm not trying to come down on you, but I am saying it infers about who you are as a babe. Number one. Number two. Girl, I have been in a long distance relationship too. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain. My current husband told me he worked for one of the biggest tech companies in the world. You know? And I saw him go to the office every day. I saw him make, vlogs and all these special edition TV shows for his company, etc, etc. But one thing's for sure, two things for certain, until I got to where he lived and looked at him, sign into his portal, put on his headset, and talk his talk, I didn't believe him. So for the fact that you went so far as to believe him, to get married to him and didn't tell your parents, nah. Yeah, your man is a scammer, he's funny style, etc, etc, but you two, you're funny style. I don't care. Girls, peep my tea. My man told me he works for one of the biggest tech companies in the world, one that you guys use every day. I saw him, I would see him walk into work. He would take pictures with his badge, all that. I didn't care. At the time I was working for Google, so I said, listen, if he's lying, if he's, setting up a prop, if he's pushing a scheme set up by Todd, I'm gonna take myself and get on out. You believed him on top of nothing. All this, I sent him money to send him money, auntie, kilo day. No. One thing that I always push on my page is there is some personal accountability that you need to have as a woman. When a man tells you, oh, baby, I'm so rich, you can be a housewife, you can be anything, and you see his quality of life increasingly declining, know that what he told you was a lie and he's a liar. So you being grown, paying taxes, writing W-2s. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have that sympathy for you. I don't have that empathy for you. I'm not gonna lie. Because even me, your man and my man did it the exact same time frame. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain. I was watching that man. He had a LinkedIn. He had video footage of him at his company. He used to take pictures of him at his company. I didn't care. I didn't believe him until I saw him log in his credentials and work a whole 8-hour shift in my face. So, sorry, yo. I don't believe you. Number 3. No shade, no tea. We love the heart wants what it wants. But it gave like you were just like in love with the tall white man. Girl, are we lying? Like, I swear, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm Nigerian. And Nigerian men, they do scam a little. I'm not gonna lie. They do love their little scam in 1 and 2. But I don't even feel like he had to scam you that hard. Everything he said, you believe. Everything he said, you believe. You be Igbo babe for real? Onyeka. Stop calling yourself Onyeka, Onyeki, Onyeka. You're not even gullible. You wanted to believe that stuff. You wanted to. Auntie, am I lying? Even just like drop all the steez. You wanted to believe the things he was telling you. You liked the way it looked when you guys would stand next to each other, Abby. It's okay. You've already casted yourself. Just cast yourself to the end. Because a man is an Olympian. A man has a royal family. A man owns all these apartment buildings. Girl, I used to work for Google. It's free. Free 99. It doesn't cost a thing. You played yourself. So like, I'm so sorry. I'm not going to, allow you put all this stuff on this man. You wanted that man. You wanted what it looked like. You wanted the fairy tale. You wanted it all. I'm sorry. I'm a girl's girl. I don't even want to side with a man, but you wanted what it looked like and you got the end results. Ladies, when a man tells you he can afford this, and all of a sudden, after getting with you, he can afford less and less and less and less and less. What do you think that is? It's all a scheme set up by Todd. And in this big 2025, if you don't have that, inference, that common sense, that deference at this point, shall I dare say, you deserve to get scammed. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Love you, babe. You're so pretty, teasy peasy, too squeezy, but now you do yourself, bidat. He didn't even try hard. Sorry. And you know what else is crazy? People saying, oh, don't victim blame. She's not a victim. Guys, a white man with blue eyes and blonde hair comes to you and says, I am a millionaire. I am royalty. Then the next thing he says is, I need $6,000. Are we victim blaming or are we common sense pointing outing? Which one is it? I feel like the internet loves to do all these internet-y things. Oh, you don't understand. If somebody comes to me and says, I am rich, go buy a Chanel bag. Then 2 days later comes back and says, I need $6,000. I know this is a scheme set up by Todd. Hello? Mind you, this girl, she wasn't even in her early 20s. If she was in her late teens, early 20s, I could understand. Homegirl's in her late 30s. You work in real estate, which means you verify people's funds before they let them buy houses. Girl, no funny. I would not even trust you I don't want to buy no house from you. Because common sense is running very far from you. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, he deceived you. He deceived you in the same way that people call our phones every day trying to run a scam, telling us that, we owe something on our Verizon bill, etc. What do? You hang up the call. This wasn't that. And another thing, her allowing this man into her life. Guys, think about it really well, right? When your friend or your sister or your cousin gets a boyfriend, you don't go vetting him. You assume that your relative, your cousin, your whatever, did the work to vet him herself before she allowed him come into your family. So she cost her family all that money. Hello? What's not clicking? This isn't about no victim blaming. What millionaire needs $6,000? I think that was the first amount of money that she said that he asked for. What millionaire needs 6,000 US doll hairs? None. Girl, you work in real estate. Are you serious? You're in your late 20s. Are you serious? You're Igbo. And let's talk about that Igbo-ness of yours. You go to the village, which means there's no Igbo person. First of all, going to the village is such an active thing to do. It's such an active process. You gotta get to Lagos. You gotta hire a bus or get on another plane. Get to your village. Go through. Your parents will tell you, don't greet that auntie. Don't let that person touch you. Don't pick up money from the floor. Don't eat that person's food. It's such an active experience. It's not something that you just do and then you just come back to Dallas and you don't know, the tease. You know a scam. You know to stay away from that cousin, but let that cousin close. You know the vibes. I'm Igbo. Stop playing. So I think she knew she was getting scammed. She was giving him the money to cover it all up. And she liked the idea of him and this white man being together. She knew he was funny style. She didn't mind as long as he was on her arm. The second he gets off her arm, now you're stealing passports and stuff. Sometimes, guys, people are just dumb. And come on the internet and just say, hey guys, I am dumb and this is what I did. Because don't come up here telling me this guy, he overly scammed you, he was so manipulative, he was such a genius. No, he's not. There's no genius, millionaire that needs $6,000 from me. That's the first one. First, I'll say, Wow. What's more proof? Proof that he's a millionaire or proof that he asked me for 6K? Are we catching the vibes? And another thing, her saying, oh, I wanted to show him that I wasn't here for his money. What do you mean? If a man tells you he has money, you enjoying the money is not you using him, it's you enjoying the thing that he has. I got jokes. If somebody says, oh, Chi, I don't want you to think I'm with you because you're funny, then why else would you be with me? I got plenty of jokes. Come and get one. Really deconstruct why you did this, why you, Onyeka, Onyeka, why you did this to your family and friends. Deconstruct it. Because yeah, that man had a part to play, but girl, you had a bigger one. And that's why I always say, when you meet a man, when you're dealing with a man, tell yourself the story of how you guys met and how the relationship is going like a storybook. I've said this already. Don't leave out any details. Don't do ups and downs. Don't skip past. Say it the first day we did it, second day we did it. Because guess what? Once you start saying it to yourself, I'll even do you a better one. Record yourself while you're saying it. Then you can get to the tease of what's going on. Because a lot of people like to play victim instead of just saying, actually, I wasn't that much of a victim. What lady in her late 20s hears that a man is a millionaire, that you can fly all across Europe, but then in the same breath you need 6K? Could make sense, rara. So lady, that's why everybody's blaming you because we're not dumb. Like, I'm not gonna play this internet game of like, oh yeah, but hold on. No, but nothing. There's no millionaire that's gonna ask me for $6,000. And that's just that on that, okay? Am I proud of this content? Of course I am. I spoke eloquently, I made sense, and I was real. Girl, Onyeka, it's okay just to say, you know what, guys, I was a little dumb. That was dumb of me. That's what actually connects people to people on the internet. That's what made Risa Tisa so likable and gave her a career after this. Be so for real, girl. You know, a little bit of you like the fact that, and hope I'm not overly clucking your tea right now. I'll hold your hand when I say this. We all saw your Instagram, we all see you at the end of all the photos with all your white friends. I'm sure it gave you an ego boost, a social bump when you came in with this tall Danish white man that went to Europe with you in Kenwa. Now you're feeling, more accepted by your white friends. Now you're feeling like, your white friends are feeling like your husband is hot. Let's talk the real reality teens now. It's okay to feel like that. Like, that's not an issue, but don't act like, oh my gosh. Really? Only one man. His dog is this. His apartments are flooding. They're catching on fire. This one. The IRS is taking his money. He's going to court here. Like, auntie, even you too. You're a Nigerian girl from Dallas that goes to the village. Be so for real. You enjoyed a bit of the tease, and that's a part of the reason why you kept it running for so long. And a part of the reason why you didn't even leave him. He had to leave you. Like, sis, I'm not even trying to, jump on you. I'm just more saying, if you're going to come with this long story, be for real. I also am a Nigerian American girl raised and socialized around white people. Okay, I went to private schools my whole life. But this kind of talk, all this, I came here to spread awareness. Like, okay, but be so for real. Like, be for real. You didn't like the way the internet is doing what the internet does. But at the end of the day, the internet is comprised of a body of people, just like a jury that has common sense, and we're gonna, investigate the facts of the case. And the facts of the case remain that, girl, cognitive dissonance day. Just admit it. Be like, you know what, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this was a little dumb. Like, yeah, it was actually a little dumb. I enjoyed the social boost. I wanted to be married. I hang around white people. I wanted to, be associated with white people. It's okay. Nobody's gonna beat you up. But pretending like you're this perfect victim is corny. That's just the thing. So thank you for the paragraph. Yes, I am very proud of my content. I give it up to peasy, squeezy, to leasy. One thing about me and my content, girl, watch my big fat Nigerian wedding, watch Tea with Chi TV, watch Chiato. I really do. I gives it up heavy. But yeah, just be honest with yourself. You liked it. And that's how you entered it. Pomquem.
Honestly, I don't think I like the way the internet is going on Onyeka without even pointing out the perpetrator of this whole incident. Everything falls on Onyeka. Everybody is blaming her, saying that she's a pick-me, saying that she deserves what she got. And honestly, I'm worried about her mental health. I hope she's okay because the videos I have seen on the internet, every video badmouth her, call her all sort of name. I know that she did fuck up, like she fucked up. She fucked up in a very, very low way, because she did not act as somebody who is educated, somebody who is exposed. But again, there's someone who is to be blamed in this whole incident. Like, there's someone who caused her the pain, who scam her, family scam her, and nobody is talking about that. This is the reason why I feel like men do get away with a lot of things they do to women, not just on the internet, even in real life. Men do get away with a lot of things they do to women just because of the fact that every time a woman come on social media or go anywhere and complain about what she experienced in a man's hand, the society blames the woman. Now the internet is doing the same thing. Anytime a woman come on the internet and say something, everybody will blame the woman. It is always the fault of the women, without anybody pointing out the fault. The main people, the people that cause this, the person that caused this thing is the man. Because even if she's a pick me, she have been picked by the man. If the man puts an effort, puts little effort to maintain the marriage, stop lying, and also focus on making money, she wouldn't have come here to make that video. Because at the end of the day, she's a Nigerian. Nigerian women value marriage. I know that she could have put in a lot of work to make that marriage work. But the reason she made this video, or the reason they broke up, is that she have tried. She put in money, she put in effort, she put in her emotion, everything, all in the name of marriage, and the man did not do anything other than scamming her. And everybody is basically teaming up against her, blaming her, calling her pick me. Honestly, I don't like the judgment, but guys, let's continue.
Based on popular request, I am going to provide my commentary on the Danish Deception, a Nigerian American lady who got scammed because of her desperate desire to marry the type of white man that fit into her fairy tale idea of love. Part 1 of my commentary is going to focus on race and the dynamics of how race played into her entire deceptive love story. Onyeka is suffering from a concept postulated by biracial African American scholar Ralina Joseph. This concept is known as transcending blackness, even though the initial argument of transcending blackness relates to the struggles of biracial people with a black parent. I am using the concept of transcending blackness in the sense that being black is perceived as something negative, and so some black people try to overcome that by consuming and inculcating a lot of white values, white norms, white social capital, white cultural capital, so that they do better in life, especially within the context of America. And my assertion is supported by the fact that if you look at her friendship groups, she has a lot of white friends. Apparently, she follows problematic black people like Candace Owens. So I hope you get the picture that I'm trying to paint. Now, let me bring it back to her dating choices and why I say that she's suffering from transcendent blackness. Onyeka is of the view that she's better than the typical black person in America. She's better than, the typical black woman in America. She is thin and fit. Therefore, she falls into the Eurocentric or white beauty standards. The way she even described her ex-husband when she first saw him, she said he looked like a model in a Calvin Klein magazine. Again, that is indicative of how much she has consumed a lot of white cultural capital. Because she believed that she has transcended blackness, she's not the average black woman, she deserves to be with a white rich man who has royal ties, an Olympian, a successful businessman, has blue eyes, blonde hair. She is deserving of a man like that. That is because of what? The way she has consumed a lot of white cultural capital, white social capital, and her friendship group being mainly white. She believed that she was deserving of that type of man. Other aspect of her story that fits into the dating culture of white women is the fact that when they reconnected the second time and she met him at the airport, they started making out at the airport, and the moment they got into the hotel, she had sex with him multiple times. Also, she was the first person to say that I love you. She was also the first person to indicate that I want to marry you, you are somebody I want to spend the rest of my life with. And I believe that these are all dating cues among white women. And I say this because those choices did not reflect anything about her Nigerian background. Also, she got married to her ex-husband secretly without her parents knowing. Meanwhile, she had consistently said that she was close to her parents and she has a Nigerian background. And these are the reasons why I said Onyeka is suffering from transcending blackness, because the way she approached her entire dating life ties back to white dating cues and culture. As a sociologist analyzing the choices she made, it's an indicative of the fact that she did not even respect her Nigerian background like she claims she's a proud Nigerian. She did not respect her family enough to tell them what she was doing. Finally, her remarks about the woman that was seen with her ex-husband when her friend told her is telling, and it reveals the fact that she feels she has transcended blackness, because she said the way the woman was described, she looked like a sex worker and she was a 1 out of 10.
And she was getting home because she lives in the residences, and she saw my ex with a woman that, let me just say, based on the way she was described to me, I would think she was a street hooker, 100%. And it was also kind of communicated to me that she might be like a 1 out of 10. And my ex was with her, and he was holding her jacket and getting cash out of the ATM at 2:15 in the morning.
Rating the lady as a 1 out of 10 is an indication that she felt that she is a better black woman. And I do not know the race of the lady, but I am guessing the lady is black. She's more curvier, and perhaps she was wearing mainstream fashion, like Fashion Over outfits, and therefore her white friend who saw them told her that, oh, the lady looks so scandalous, she might be a sex worker, and if we're going to rate her beauty, she was 1 out of 10. That needs to tell you that Onyeka is suffering from transcending blackness. She believes that by virtue of being thin, falling into the white beauty standards, having white friends, and inculcating and assimilating white culture, white social capital, and also believing that she has Eurocentric etiquettes makes her better than the average black woman in America. From the standpoint of a racial analysis, these are the reasons why she became a perfect victim to be scammed by her Danish husband. My name is Dr. Zita. I'm a sociologist. Make sure you watch the part 2, which is going to be a gender analysis.
Y'all, please don't beat me up when I say this, but the man from Denmark was also a victim, whether he knew it or not. And let me tell you why. I have seen it too many times where a beautiful, intelligent black woman will intentionally cling herself to a white man to push a social agenda. The agenda is to feel more accepted by most of your friends that are white. The agenda is to feel accepted by your white coworkers when you are navigating the corporate space. And it is to have more of a seamless check-in when you're walking into the hotel lobby because you are on the arm of a white man. It is no different from when white women openly say that, I want to marry a black man so we can have beautiful mixed babies with curly hair. And ultimately, it's a fetish, and that person is being used. I have seen it in pageantry so many times where beautiful black women would be dating white men. Not that anything is wrong with dating white men or interracial couples. I come from an interracial couple. My mom is black and my dad is Puerto Rican and Cuban. I would always wonder, why aren't you dating black men? I realized it was because you are confined in a space that you really want to succeed in, and it is historically not for black women. So you dangle your white boyfriend or your white husband to feel accepted by the same community that suppressed us. I am actually sad for the situation. It's a very sad story if it is completely truthful, but you had this fairy tale story that you wanted to be true so bad to flaunt. And it's just sad, because I know if that was a black man saying that he was a prince, a Olympian, a rich man coming from a wealthy family, he wouldn't have gotten a penny from you. I am all for people like genuinely just falling in love. We shouldn't be using our partners as a prop. It never works out that way.
Well, guys, let's go to another person. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. If you're doing that, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let's see another person opinion.
Blank period, she was just a mumu. A mumu, that's it. I'm sorry. The moment this girl made that statement and said that I'm pretty much not with you for your money was the moment he said jackpot. Was the moment he knew that she fell for his trap. Will not even bother to do a recap. It's 25 parts. I had to watch it in 2x speed, and it took me over 2 hours to finish that small drama yesterday. Ladies, let me tell you guys something. At the end of the day, you have to understand that God did not put you on this earth to build a man. He did not put you on this earth to build a man. Life is not a Disney movie. This is not Princess and the Frog, Beauty and the Beast, none of that. Life is not a Disney movie. Number one, I never believe in women telling the men I love you first. I'm sorry. I just don't believe in giving them that power. I know women be like, oh, shoot your shot, shoot your... I'm sorry. I just, like I said, I'm not giving them that power. Number one, she asked for his Instagram. Please, I need you guys to understand that a man, I don't care if it's a man of God, whoever, they can always smell and sniff out your desperation. You have to learn how to think like a man. You guys don't know how to play the long game, and it be pissing me off, because why are we still acting dumb? Why are we still acting clueless? Oh my God, I touched his leg and I just felt a bolt of electricity. Are you mad? Which stupid electricity? The electricity that you felt was God warning you to stay away from this man you are saying you felt. Oh, y'all, when I tell you I wanted to just go through this my phone and shake her, like at the end of the day, being that I'm a woman still, I do feel bad for her. But girl, you were like the perfect mark. I don't know why such a beautiful and intelligent girl will start to behave as if somebody that is desperate, somebody that I've never seen men before. Like I can't tell me that juju was not involved. At this point, I was even saying, as I was watching it, I was like, so Oyinbo people do juju too? Because there's just no way that they got my good sis like that. There's just no way that it was juju. I did not know that Oyinbo men that they scam for green cards too. That was somebody said this. I'm the first in my generation to see an Oyinbo man scam a Nigerian woman for a green card. Oh, I know you guys are gonna say, oh, everybody has been a fool for love once or twice or whatever. Not this bad. Not this bad. This man was owing in the thousands, as in hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you were still using the word we. You were still using the word we. You were helping him to pay back his debts, because all in the name of marriage. Yo, we need to stop offering ourselves. We are not offerings. We are human beings. Because at the end of the day, how many men will be with their wives through thick and thin? How many men will carry their wives' debts on top of their head? How many men would accept gambling addiction from their wives? How many men would accept cheating from their wives? So when I say you guys need to start thinking like men, you need to start thinking like men. Stop being dumb. The moment he got his green card, he was already planning his exit. He was already planning his exit. The issue that I have with things like this is that people will still not learn. They're always going to think that, oh, my own will be better. Oh, I'm bigger than the program. You are not bigger than no freaking program. A man is always going to be smart, and he's always going to put himself first. They are selfish in nature. They are very selfish in nature. Why are we not understanding that? So why would we go and carry somebody else's stress and headache? His own family did not even tell you about the issues that he had. So it's not your job to build a man. It is not your job to save a man. Save yourself. Do you know how much you would have had in your account by now. The moment that relationship started taking you away from real estate, you should have known that this was a red flag. In fact, there were so many red flags and you just continue to ignore and ignore and ignore, and I'm getting irritated all over again. And I'm going to go ahead and agree with the general public and say that this man was able to get away with so much from her, even down to borrowing money from her family and stuff, because he's Oyinbo. If he was Nigerian, he wouldn't have gotten away with that. He wouldn't have gotten away with that crap at all. Now, he probably would have gotten away with cheating and stuff like that, but money matter. She's an Igbo girl. She's an Igbo girl. The only reason why she did all of that stuff is because he's Oyinbo. Let's cut the BS. No, I don't care. We know. I don't care if you're raised in America. I don't care if you're raised in Nigeria. Igbo girls, they don't play with their money.
Honestly, one of the worst parts about this entire Danish Deception saga is the discourse that surrounded it, because the videos I've seen about this topic, guys, I need you to be so for real. Just be for real. This is not at all in defense of Onyeka, because the first time that man would have said he was in the royal family and an Olympian, I would have Googled it right there, found out he was lying, and that would have been the end of that. But that's not the point I'm trying to make here. The point I'm trying to make here is that there are a lot of glass houses that are throwing stones. Because yes, many of us, including myself, are not dumb enough to get scammed out of tens of thousands of dollars by a man. But it's not even necessarily about the money, because a lot of people are making fun of how desperate she was for a man. And I'm just like, have y'all scrolled on TikTok on any given day? There are femininity coaches and dating coaches making a killing, getting so many followers based off of the desperation of women on this app, because people are so male identified. Yeah, you may not have been scammed like Onyeka, but a lot of you guys have a similar desperation for love. And this is exactly how men like Martin get away with things like this, because y'all are so focused on making fun of her, calling her out for being dumb, which again she is, that you're not even focusing on him. I've even seen some posts that truly make me sick to my stomach of women, other black women being like, honestly, like, I gotta give him his props. Give who his props? Not Martin. The only Martin who should be getting props is Luther King Jr., not this one. And this is how I know I'm the friend that's too woke, because I'm so frustrated at this story turning into it all being about her and how it's all her fault, and not about this man being an international career criminal. Like what? And this is exactly how men get away with stuff like this all the time, because no matter how heinous a crime a man has committed, there's always going to be a woman not too far away being blamed for it. I'm the friend that's too woke. I'm sorry. I don't care. Honestly.
So guys, I honestly love the way a lot of people are giving their opinion, but again, I feel like a lot of you are not also considering that this person take a bold step to come on social media and share her story, and the least we can do is to at least give her some grace, give her time to heal before tearing her down. I feel like there's a lot of people stepping on her, tearing her down, and also there's a lot of negative comments on her behavior, on her character, and a lot of victim blaming. Nobody is even talking about the man. Nobody is blaming the man. Nobody is saying, okay, why should a white man do that to somebody? Why should somebody, let us remove his race. Why should a man do that to a woman? I remember when last year there's a lady that went viral, right, that said, who the hell did I marry? Do you remember that time a lot of people sympathized with her, a lot of people show her grace, a lot of people were sympathizing with her. Even Netflix wanted to cover her story, and she won a lot of endorsements. Yes, she becomes so very popular, and also got endorsed by a lot of products because of the way people are pushing her story, because of the way people are sympathizing with her. She made a lot of money from that video, and also got a lot of brand deals. The same kind of story, right? The lady that came and be like, who the hell did I marry? Basically tell the story of her, a black man who lied like this same man, and gaslighted her and did a lot of things to her, almost everything that this man did to Onyeka, right? But at the time when we heard her story, a lot of people sympathized with her, a lot of people believed her, a lot of people did not victim blame her because of the fact that the person involved was a black man. Because that person is a black man, a lot of people sympathize with her. But right now the story have changed. It's become everything has to boil down to the part that she's whitewashed. She's the kind of Nigerian that love white men or put white people in high pedestal. I honestly do not like the way people are going about it, because here I am seeing pattern of double standard in terms of judgment, where I am seeing straight up double standard, because we have seen a lot of women that came on social media say the same kind of thing. A lot of people sympathize with those women, a lot of people understand those women, a lot of people said a lot of things about the man, blame the man. But right now we are seeing another kind of story, the same kind of story, right? But the thing is, the person involved, the man involved, is a white man, and suddenly everybody lost it, everybody blamed her.
So I really do not think that guy from the Danish Deception story was gambling. I don't think he was gambling. I don't think he had a gambling addiction. I feel like he was just scamming her, scamming all her loved ones, and then he uses the gambling addiction to garner sympathy, and then he moves on to like the next victim after they dig too deep. I'm like, what if his family scammers too? Down to the friends. Like, what if it's all a lie? Because even the way the friend revealed it to her at the party, it was too like, why are you saying his business like that, like casually in conversation? Oh yeah, he doesn't want to go to the party because of his enemies from his gambling addiction from 10 years ago. It's like, come on, really? Like, it just seems convenient. To say that. Still doesn't realize she's being scammed. Like, I feel like he's just a con artist. I don't even know if he really has a gambling addiction. Unless a little bit of both. Like, maybe he just enjoys the chase, the allure of being a con artist and having a whole separate life, but then gambling the money away. Maybe it's like two different lifestyles he likes living out. You can gamble and still be a solid guy. Like, if he was just a person that just gambles and he just has this really bad gambling addiction, why does he have to steal from the family? Why does he have to lie? Like, wouldn't you just find another outlet? Like, he's a con artist, he's a scam artist. I don't even think he's a gambler, because why would he lie about those simple things that have nothing to do with gambling? There's just other ways to gamble where you wouldn't need to like lie about who you are as a person. I think the story gets deeper, and I don't think he's gambling the money.
I feel like this is one of the few people that is giving different opinion on this. One thing I have noticed on social media on TikTok is that a lot of people do not have their own personal opinion. A lot of people don't have individual opinion when something happens. A lot of people follow trend, right? If something happened, the first few batch of people that commented on that thing side with the girl. Everybody will side with the girl. But if the first few batch of people that commented on that thing did not side with the girl and give like this kind of opinion that she did whatever she did because of the fact that she have white wash mentality, everybody will go on that. I see a lot of people giving opinion that seem like opinions of others. I don't see individuality in a lot of opinion people give. So I love the fact that this person come from a very different angle. Yes, I also feel like this man is more than the gambling. Immediately she said that she found out that he's doing gambling and she got shocked. I don't know that there's something like gambling addiction, because the way she made it seem like is a drug addiction, like is a drug addict. Because I don't know, the way they talk about this gambling addiction, it seems like it's a drug addiction. I'm thinking that this man is collecting money from these people and there's an account where he's putting that money. Let her come and give us breakdown of what this man took from them, because it is a lot for them to go to the point of trying to lock a white man up. That means the money he took from them is so very much. So this whole thing is more than gambling. There's something deep they are hiding from us.
I hate to break this to you, but you are not immune to abuse because you were smarter or you have discernment in any way. I'm watching this multi-part story, Risa Tisa style, of this girl who met this Danish man, and within a couple of months she got married to him, has now lent him $30,000, and a lot of the comments are saying things like, how could you miss the red flags, girl? What were you thinking? And I think we all overestimate the power of our knowledge and our brains and underestimate the power of emotions. In my job, I often talk to people about their emotions and how powerful they are, and how learning how to control your emotions helps in a lot of scenarios. And when somebody is going through an abusive situation, from the outside looking in, it's very obvious to see reality and see the facts and see what is happening. But when you're the person in it, it is so difficult because your emotions take over. And obviously, it's never the victim's fault when this is happening anyway. But the victim has a really hard time identifying a mix of the emotions in it and the facts on top of it. It's just very confusing. And people thinking that they're immune to this are actually at more risk for this happening to them. It is never the victim's fault. It is a super hard thing to figure out when you're in the situation. And it's interesting because everyone can claim that they're so smart and they can never find themselves in a situation like that, yet it is still happening day after day after day. And it's definitely a conversation we all need to be having. And I'm so happy that women are getting online and other people who have been abused and sharing these stories, because it is so common and we need to talk about it, and you are not immune to it.
Yo, this Danish Deception story that's going around right now is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I really think that homeboy was using her money that she was giving him to fund his lifestyle, and he was using that money in return to fund all his trips to go see her, all the trips to Denmark and Copenhagen and whatever it is. It's not finished yet, but I could probably 100% guarantee he was using the money that she's been giving him to pay for all this. How many times is dude gonna be like, yo, I got this problem, before you decide, yo, how many problems you gonna have in your life that I have to fund? Just crazy. But I'm so sorry it happened to her, but crazy.
Danish Deception, let's talk about it. First of all, I can't even flame you for doing that goofy ass shit, because you already embarrassed yourself posting this video. Me personally, I would have took that to the grave. I'm not telling nobody. Cause what? What do you mean you got scammed by a white man for $300,000? What blew me was you gave him $6,000, and the fact that nigga didn't even part his mouth to be like, I'm going to give you this money back at this certain date, and you gave him some more money, is crazy. But the conversation I want to have is there's a deeper conversation here that people are not talking about. And it's her being an Igbo African woman. See, the culture in the African community, and I think, you know who I truly blame? I blame her parents. I blame how she's raised. Because I can tell that father and the mom did not tell her there's other qualities to look in a man rather than just financial. I'm telling you, that's the situation we have in the African community. The only thing they will teach you when you're looking for a husband, does he has money? Is he this? Is he that? Can he provide? And that's what got her stuck where she was at. That's exactly what got her stuck. Because you can tell, even when she's when she's talking about the story, she said, oh, come and meet me in Saint-Tropez, Monaco. She's like, oh my God, Monaco? Yeah, you got fooled. I don't know what reaction you expected people to have, but it's not going to be that. Nah, you let too many red flags go right by you. Got blown right by you. But yeah, the deeper conversation, I think there needs to be a much more deeper conversation to this, is when it comes to African, y'all be surprised when it comes to the African community and when it comes to marriages, African parents, our parents did not teach us there's other qualities to look for, rather in also a man or a woman. When it comes to a woman, can she take care of the house? There's much more qualities to look. When it comes to a man, can he provide? Meaning the only thing they're looking for is finances. And that's what the only thing she was looking for was finances. And she got fooled. She got bamboozled. That is crazy work. And I promise y'all will be surprised. I'm surprised she even came out and even talked about it. But y'all be surprised how many same girl in the same situation as her, in the same community as her, in the same culture as her is going through the same situation. But they would never part their mouth to come on this internet and tell you they doing that. They wouldn't say shit. They gonna go to the grave with that. But yeah, that's crazy though. That's crazy. It's crazy because it's like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me. You fool me again, you can't, I can't even put the blame on, I can't even put the blame on you. I got to put it on me. You got fooled several times. Several times. And you still kept on going. Bro, let me tell y'all something. There's a certain type of woman that I can never date. And there's a woman that just act like a goofy. Just a goofy. Because you're at this point, it got to a point where you became embarrassing. And it's so sad. And you just kept on going. You kept on giving that nigga money. That's wild.
The Danish Deception story is fake. It's fake. You all know it's fake. But I don't know, like the content is stale. Something's happening because y'all keep talking about it as if it's real life. There is no way that in current time, because I know I did not watch the whole thing. Absolutely not. Didn't have to. I'm smarter than that. In current day, like where we have Google and the internet, if someone tells you I played in the NFL for 1 year, literally, I played on a minimum contract in the NFL for 1 year, you would be able to verify that almost instantly. If someone was a billionaire, they wouldn't ask. Oh my God, bro. You think billionaires are asking you for a few $1,000s? And I'm gonna be real with you. Risa Tisa started this. It's all her fault. Ever since she got on here and told the story of her being dumb, where we, all the regular people would have all verified anything at any point. It's like, y'all know she's lying, but y'all keep talking about it because it's fun to play pretend within the lies, right? You know she's lying about not knowing. You know she's lying about the fact that she believed that man. You know that. Why are y'all still talking about it? The same way you're like, I would have never believed that. She didn't believe it. Y'all talking about, oh, it's because he's white, so she automatically... No, bro. No.
So guys, I feel like people are basically judging this girl so harshly because the person involved is a white man. Nobody is considering every other thing that happened apart from, oh, why did you give white man your money? Let me tell you, as we are all on social media bragging and dragging this girl, if we deep, let's start to search every woman contributing on this topic. You see that we'll find out a lot of women that still give men money, whether that person is black or white. There are a lot of women that don't have issue giving a man money. And this is where I have issue, right? I have issue with women that give men money. I believe that it is the job of a responsibility of a man to take care of a woman. I don't like women that give men money. I don't like women that help men financially. The worst thing any man can do to me or anyone can do, or my biggest turn off is when a man start telling me their financial problem, start telling me how they need money. I'm not your mother, I'm not your brother. Like, you're supposed to be giving me the money, right? I do not like men who take money from women. So this is only way I'm blaming her. Like, I blame her in a lot of things, right? But this is another part I'm blaming her. The fact that she is the kind of woman that give men money without even thinking about it. Again, I hate when she said that the guy asked her to take Gucci bag and she'd be like, no, I don't want it. I'm not after your money. Like, are you okay? Which kind you're not after his money? This is where I blame her because I feel like she played into that pick me girl. A lot of people are not saying this, but honestly, I feel like she played into that perfect pick me girl. Select me, take me, wife me. I'm not like them.